Snitching in the rap game is one way to absolutely destroy your career. You could be one of those people who don't even have a street background before you made it into the rap game, and we'll talk about someone like that. But if you snitch, call the police and snitch, you're out of the rap game. Or there's these very rare occurrences, like 0.1% chance this ever happens, to where you could be in one of the biggest blood gangs in the world with one of the biggest blood rappers in the world, snitch on him, but still be cool with your career and everything, and be even bigger after snitching. Shout out YSL, the label, man. But I could care less if you snitched or not. I'm not even in the streets. But in this video, we're gonna be talking about people who snitched, rappers specifically, who snitched and ruined their career. In some very rare cases though, you don't even have to snitch to the police to ruin your career. You could just snitch on an interview and say you're not about that life, and your career goes downhill. Shout out Slim Jesus, who could have faked his whole career and probably made it, but he talked too much. So yeah, you could say he snitched on himself, but Slim Jesus is most known for his song Drill Time.
I fuck with savages, you a fuck boy, you can't hang. You can find me posted up on Frank Block with my fucking gang.
He kind of looks like a malnourished Eminem, but this guy Slim Jesus, everyone has tried the rap thing before when they were younger, but he took it a little too far here. Definitely a white kid from the suburbs, but he got with his black homies and he was like, hey, let's get some guns and let's record a rap video and let's go viral. And that's exactly what happened. The video has 62 million views to this date, enough views to get talks with a record label. And if you actually listen to the song, little dude could rap. Like, he could actually rap.
You ain't really bout shit, stay out my spot, don't speak my name, or I pull up and you'll block at night wearing all black and let that 40 bang.
It's just the image, rap's more about the image more than actually rapping. And where Slim Jesus f***ed up, he would agree to do an interview with DJ Vlad, where Vlad really had an agenda to expose Slim Jesus during the interview, and that's exactly what he did. Now this interview would come after Drill Time dropped. Now let's remember, when Drill Time dropped, he had offers from Diddy to sign with them for $1 million. Now you know how much Diddy likes the little white boys, but he would mention in his first interview with Vlad that he really wasn't about that life.
When you listen to your music, there's a lot of street stories. Like how involved were you streetwise in terms of?
For the most part on the street shit, like I got homies that are in that shit, and I know people who are, and people around me. I mean, I'm not out here catching bodies and shit, obviously. Like, I'm smart.
Now that simply would just ruin his career, because what blew him up was his image, him being a white boy rapping about the street stuff, and people thought he was from the streets. He could have kept making drill music, had tours, rapping drill songs, but he could only rap one drill song, which is Drill Time. And no one's gonna sit there and listen to someone rap Drill Time for 40 minutes that's not even from the streets. And he would say on another Vlad interview, he would say that he doesn't care that other rappers don't want to collaborate with him, obviously because he's stealing their image, but he would also say he has his own thing going on. He has his own tours and he'll be fine.
Yeah, I expected a lot of rappers to be upset about it.
How did that affect you?
Not at all, I don't really care. Yeah, that's their opinion is their opinion, and until it affects me directly, I don't really care. Now I get paid to do this stuff. Like, I come out like all over the country now and do shows all over the place, and this is like my job now.
This is actually funny, after he got exposed, he would have a show in Canada and someone would come on stage from the streets and snatch the mic right out of his hand, and he did nothing about it.
Support real hip hop, bitch.
That Vlad interview being September of 2015, and then, he got the mic snatched off him just 3 months later in December of 2015. People even had this to say about the incident. I know 15 minutes is considered a long set for drill music, but what the F does this dude perform 3 songs and dip? Someone else replied and said, yeah, and how are there actually people listening to him? Someone else even said at that show, tickets were $27. Damn. The character of Slim Jesus would die right there, December of 2015. He wouldn't even make it into 2016. But let's get to someone that didn't snitch on themselves, but snitched to police, who was never originally in the streets or didn't make music about the streets, but still fell off because he snitched. Now this one's actually a little sad because I want to show you guys this real quick.
I'd never been in the streets, I'm saying, like I never played with no guns, never sold no drugs, I never did none of that.
And if you listen to his music, he doesn't rap about the streets at all. Corvette being the single that blew him up completely. He would do a remix with Uzi. The original song got 19 million views. The remix he did with Uzi would get 54 million views, just around 3 times more views than the original song. So he was gonna be put in the industry at this point.
Corvette, hopping in jet like jet, him and that like that. Maybach. I'm in the gut and my whip all black. Guess I blend right in, cause my paint on Mac.
And at this point, it would have been easy for Pop Hunter to make a name for himself and run with his career and live the dream of being a rapper. Getting that Uzi feature put him on the map. He was getting shows, he was getting booked, but some paperwork would come out. When he was 14, he would snitch about a murder when he saw a dead man's body on the ground. Yes, the cops asked the 14-year-old Pop Hunter just about the scene and what he saw, and the paperwork got leaked.
When they came and grabbed me and shit, like, they lied and said that they got consent from my mom to talk to me. No, for real, they didn't get no consent from my mom.
Now, the messed up thing is detectives are legally allowed to lie to you to get answers to questioning they have for an investigation, but obviously the 14-year-old Pop Gunna didn't know about this. See what I did there, Pop Gunna? All right.
If you don't tell us what happened, we're gonna lock you and your mom up. Bossy. Like, it was really saying this shit to a 14-year-old.
So after the paperwork got leaked, Pop Hunter was gonna release an album, but Uzi DM'd him and asked Pop Hunter respectfully to take Uzi off of the album because he can't respect what he did. Now, where I'm confused is Uzi even from the streets? Did he even live that street life? Why does he care? Now, I know why he did that, because other rappers are gonna look at Uzi like, damn, you're doing music with a rat, I ain't gonna do music with you. It's just messed up business. So after this, Pop's career would slowly fall, his views would decline, and he wasn't even part of the crime. He just knew the guy who passed away in the crime. They would interview Pop again, and he would say him and Uzi no longer talk anymore. He felt like Uzi just did it for the business aspect of it and not because he liked Pop Hunter.
In my eyes, like, we was only cool for the song. You know what I'm saying?
Right, he was
like,
supporting it.
Yeah, that's just how I look at it. Like, it was just business.
But after Lil Uzi tried blackballing and Gilly the Kid tried blackballing Pop Hunter in the industry, someone that's really in the industry and has a big name by the name of Charleston White, who's in the scene right now doing his thing, he would speak about the situation and he wasn't too happy about it.
But I know he'll a sissified looking put fingernail polish on his motherfucking nails and wear dresses. How you gonna talk about something, nigga?
But let's get to someone else who allegedly snitched. There's paperwork on, and 1090 Jake, who always makes videos about people who, snitch, made a video about this guy, Spot Him Got Him, who got arrested back in 2022 for fleeing the police on a jet ski while having a Draco on the jet ski like it's some GTA video game, bro. This shit is sick. Then he would get arrested again in 2023 for, having a high-speed chase with the police, and he got found with more weapons in the car. As of today, he is currently sitting in jail, and a lot of people are not talking about Spot Him Got Him. Well, he blew up back in 2020 for his beatbox, which almost everyone in the industry did a remix to. It was the biggest trend in 2020 and 2021.
We went 3 deep and got 10 people shot. I hit the auto switch and made it twerk. Hey, watch me dump the Glock.
You a bitch, JoJo, see why bitch. Let the wrong rich. Both of these chains on my neck, they compete with each other. They fighting and throwing a fit.
Walk him down straight to the ground, we make sure that he don't get up. Call the reverend and his mama, tell him come and pick him up. Prosper got shot, Tate got shot, Desi got dropped, damn, Nate got popped.
Told my mama way too deep up in these streets. Like, fresh off the rock, I turn my tackies in the forest. Feet up, shh, they know who do the scoring.
Y'all get it. Everyone was getting millions of views off the beatbox instrumental. And someone by 1090 Jake, a lot of the people in rap would probably call him the, rap snitch savant, who just, I don't know where he gets this paperwork, where he finds it, how he exposes these people, but, he got some balls. He would get millions of views, but he wouldn't do no beatbox remix. No, he would expose Spot Him Got Him for snitching, and he would do it in a YouTube video. Now, this video came out in February of 2022, and if you look at Spot Him Got Him's views since that date, they have gone down. Now, basically, there was a search warrant for one of Spot Him Got Him's friends by the name of YNR Mookie. They would enter the crib, they would read both the men their Miranda rights. They would read YNR Mookie his Miranda rights first, then read Spot Him Got Him his Miranda rights, where he began to give a statement. Now, let's remember they entered the crib and found illegal guns, weed, pills, and a whole bunch of other things that, could put them in jail. But Spot Him Got Him gave a statement, and here's some of the stuff he said. Now, also remember, they found the guns in the bathroom.
Spot Him then said Mookie was the only one to use the bathroom prior to police arriving.
He also told police he just assumed that Mookie had a gun underneath his shirt, but you heard that he said Mookie was the person that used the bathroom before the police came, so the police just assumed that Mookie was the one stashing the guns and trying to hide them in the bathroom so the police couldn't find them. So they would take Mookie to jail, but not Spot Him Got Him. He was released to be free, like a good civilian. And here's even the paperwork from the case if you guys want to read it, but Mookie went to jail for 30 days. They let him go because it never went to trial. His attorney just asked the courts to release him since Mookie was just sitting in jail for 30 days a month and it never went to trial, and he got released. But if this did go to trial, Spot 'em Got 'em statements would have been used against Mookie in court. But around the time he got exposed for the snitching, Spot 'em was sending Lil Durk $100K for a feature, and Durk would send it right back because he snitched. And this was actually confirmed by Spot 'em Got 'em and Lil Durk's label. And ever since Lil Durk did that to Spot 'em Got 'em, Spot 'em Got 'em's been crashing out, hiding in sheds with switches on him, getting in trouble, and music hasn't been the same. Well, his music hasn't been the same, I meant to say. Is Spot 'em Got 'em a one-hit beatbox wonder? Is that his only hit? That's the only one I know. I'm not even trying to hate. Do we even talk about the rainbow-haired freak, bro? Do we talk about 6ix9ine? This is like everyone knows about it already. Came out with Gummo, fooled the whole world into thinking he was an actual gangster in the Treyway 9 Trey Bloods gang. Chief Keef, Tato, and Trippie Redd come out with I Kill People. Turns out 6ix9ine hires someone by the name of Kuda B to go kill Chief Keef. Fails at it miserably. You know, that turns 6ix9ine's quote-unquote gangster up more. We can go to the situation at the Barclays Center in New York between Casanova and 6ix9ine, where two crews collided and shots went off. And that turned 6ix9ine's gangster up even more. People were like, oh my gosh, he's shooting, his crew shooting. 6ix9ine had the world in his palm in between the time of 2017, 2018. Then obviously here comes 2019. 9 Trey, Treyway, whatever you want to call them. They're running around crazy with guns, doing crazy stuff. A Rico, same thing kind of happened to YSL. Thug's still dealing with it. But, 6ix9ine, instead of doing the time and doing the gangster stuff and staying quiet, he snitched on everybody, proving that he actually was a clown pretending to be gangster. They would get locked up with the Rico in late 2018. 6ix9ine would start cooperating in February 2019. He would get charged with 2 years, while everyone else, in the gang was getting multiple years in prison. He got 2 years, which he got early release due to COVID. And he dropped an album called Tattletales, the long-awaited 6ix9ine album. Well, we can't wait for him to get out of jail and release an album. How much is he gonna sell? I kid you not, this album was projected to sell 150,000 copies, which is obvious because 6ix9ine was one of the hottest topics while coming out of jail. He sold 50,000, which isn't bad at all for a developing artist or just an artist in general, but someone at 6ix9ine's level, who everyone was talking about, sold 50,000 on an album after getting released out of jail. Usually rappers that stay in jail and get released out of jail without snitching are bigger after. Youngboy, for example. Big Sean's Detroit 2 would double 6ix9ine's album sales, selling 111,000, while 6ix9ine only sold 50,000. But 6ix9ine wasn't the top 5 for albums, so that's good for him though. I would kind of hope one of the biggest rappers at the time, who was in one of the biggest trials at the time, excluding the YSL trial. I would say the YSL trial is way bigger than the 9 Treyway Rico was. Maybe I'm wrong though, but I would hope that you would be top 5 in album sales. That's like Young Thug coming out of jail right now, dropping an album, and him not being top 5 in sales would be diabolical. But we all know Jeffrey Thugger will be #1 if he drops an album right now after coming out of jail, which hopefully he gets out of. Free Thug. But as of today, 6ix9ine truly found his real self and knows that he's not that fake gangster guy that he was playing before, and has stopped music completely. He got jumped at an LA Fitness by some complete randoms, and he had to repo some of his really expensive exotic cars. Yeah, they got repoed. That probably means he can't afford them anymore. But shout out to all the rappers that hold it down. I just know if I see a crime go down, I'm snitching.